What's going on, everyone? Coach Aaron here, back in with another video. Today we're going to do a quick video going over the meet approval and advertising process. All right, so let's get started. Alrighty, what's going on, my powerlifting people? Thank you for tuning into another video, and thank you for following the channel. If you are new to the channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Aaron Khamesi. I'm a powerlifting athlete, coach, meet director, and referee. So I make videos here on this channel to provide as much valuable knowledge as I can for you all. Today we're going to go over the USA Powerlifting USAPL process of submitting a sanction, getting it approved, and being able to advertise it. That way you guys can see a little behind the scenes of what the meet director has to go through and why you may see some meets on the calendar and why you may not see some meets on the calendar. The reason why I'm making this into video, which I've mentioned in a longer video, but I figured I'd do a quick one here, is oftentimes lifters are always asking, hey, what's the meet schedule for next year? Especially this time of year between September and December, people want to know, hey, what's the meet schedule for the beginning of next year or all of next year? And I understand that lifters want to plan and prepare for which competitions they want to do, and they want to have the right amount of time to train for it, and they want to sign up before it gets sold out. But there is a process that USAPL imposes on meet directors, and so we have to follow those rules and that process before we can go and advertise the meet. And it basically breaks down to you have to have the meet approved and have the sanction number before you can openly advertise the meet. I don't know the exact reason for why they made this change a number of years ago, but from what I hear, my only assumption is that people took advantage of it. So what people used to do is they'd fill up their calendar for the following year with, let's say, 10 meets and say, okay, these are all the meets that I'm going to run in the state, and people would plan and prepare for it. And then once next year came and those months came along slowly over time, is some of those meets never happen. And so obviously the customer gets disappointed or even gets mad that, hey, you advertised this meet in June, you advertised this meet in October, and now it's not happening. Or even worse is maybe the meet director advertises some meet as being a USAPL meet and it's not a USAPL meet. So they take entry forms and they take entry money saying this is going to be a USAPL sanctioned meet, and then it turns out not to be. It's sanctioned from some other federation, or maybe it's unsanctioned, and now you're stuck with money into this meet for this federation or no federation that you don't want to be a part of, and you can't get your money back. So basically, to protect the customer, you guys, the lifters, from any potential bad issues with meet directors, they switched the process saying the meet director has to fill out a sanction form, they have to pay the sanction fee, and then USAPL reviews it. And then once they approve it, then it goes on the calendar and you get a sanction number specifically for that meet. And you have to always use that USAPL sanction number when you advertise a meet so the customer knows that this is a USAPL sanction event. So as lifters, you just have to be a little patient with meet directors putting the sanctions in and getting them approved so they can start building the schedule for the following year. Sometimes they wait till 4 or 5 months before the meet before they actually go through the process of filling out the sanction and paying, because like I said, you have to pay that sanction fee. So it can really add up if you're putting in 10 sanctions in or 15 sanctions in or even 20 sanctions in for some of these bigger states like Texas and California at one time. So it's easier to just put in maybe 1 or maybe even 3 for the upcoming months. So for right now, we're in September. I put the sanction in for my January meet that I regularly run in January. But my meet that's going to be in March, I'm not going to put the money in for it now because I'd rather save that money. And we don't know what's going on this year with the coronavirus. So I'll wait for that March one in case we do have to make some kind of adjustments for it. But what you can also do as a lifter is you can go look at the calendar for this year or previous year, or go look at the meet result and see if there's any kind of trends. Oftentimes, a gym will host a meet the same month each year, or maybe they'll do 4 a year, 1 for each quarter. Also different cities, the meet director might go to a specific city, let's say Miami, since where I am, every year during the same month, or maybe twice a year, once in the beginning of the year and once maybe towards the end of the year. So you can go look at those meet results or go look at this year's calendar and try and estimate or guess where the meets are going to be next year and what time in the year those meets are going to be. So then you can get a good idea before you actually see it come up on the calendar. And again, you can then plan your training around it and prepare for that competition. All right, so basically the meet director has to submit the sanction and pay the sanction fee, get it approved before they can advertise the meet. So if a meet director is not advertising a meet, it's not that it's not happening, it's that they haven't gotten the sanction approval. But once you see that sanction number on all the advertising and you see it on the USA Powerlifting calendar, you can go to USAPowerlifting.com USAPowerlifting.com to see all the currently sanctioned meets, then that's when it is approved and ready to go. All right, so hopefully that helped you out. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Give it a like if you like this video. If you have a friend who's looking to compete, maybe it's their first time and they don't know what meets are coming up for next year, you can shoot them over this video and maybe it'll help them out. Hope you're having a good day and have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time.